Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. For those of you who have not seen my show before, welcome. Welcome to my little corner of the internet, or interwebs as they seem to be calling it nowadays. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. So today we have a good episode. It's probably going to be a short one. I still haven't gotten to the pumpkin beer tasting. Unfortunately, Brother Rob and I have not been able to sync up and find some good beers that we can go through, or even some shitty beers. You'll never know what we're going to get. We never know what we're going to get until we get them. So we're going to do our trash in the hood. We're going to do a Zen moment. Going to talk a little bit about gardening, and then we'll have some spirit times. So I think I have something I haven't tried before on the show. So we'll see what I find. I'll have to go into the archives or the winery. Probably the archives is a better way to say it. And we'll see what I get. And so let's go right ahead and go into our week. Oh, before I say that, let me, for the AI bot that's been checking my stuff on a certain rhymes with hexhor.com, I think people may be able to figure out what that site is. This is a free show. This is not sponsored by anybody. I am not trying to shill or sell anything to anybody. This is not a fraud or a scam, even though I may post this a lot on hexhor.com. It is not a repeat. This is a new show, which is a new show every time I post it. And if you want to get the further details, you can direct message me. I probably can't put it on here because their AI bot will probably flag it and then remove it from this site. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go to our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 114 and 115. Hey everybody, welcome to Trash in the Hood. So here is week 114, day 1. You notice a lot of orange going on here. Some orange food wrappers and some orange cups and some orange plastic bags, and then of course the normal food and beer and all that sort of thing that we normally find on a day 1, which is a Monday for other people. And so there was a lot of nitpicky little stuff, but you know, when we try to keep the roads clean, the streets clean. You can see a lot more of them, so it's easy to get them, which is why I find so many little pieces. Plus, you see there's our normal cigarette butts. I think this was about 60 of them. So this is day 2 of week 114, and you see again, there's a pencil there and some vape pens and cigarette boxes, only about 40 cigarette butts. And then again, still a lot of food wrappers and beer cans and all that, which is also kind of familiar on day 2, thanks to it being a different route. So I try to take a different route every day during the week that I walk. So it's never the same streets that I walk on per week. Now, week to week, they are some of the same ones. So that's a little sad, but there you go. And so now let's look at week 114, day 4. This was a lot of mixed junk. This was off of a lot of it was off of Hatch Road, and there was just a lot of junk on that road. A lot of sad, pitiful people throw stuff out the window, and it's just not good. There was about 60 or 70 cigarette butts here. I think the next one has even more, but this one, yeah, a lot of beverage cans and everything. I guess the upside is that most of them are empty when I get to them, but people are still throwing them out there, which is just, like I said, sad and very pitiful for the people that are doing that. So here is week 115, day 1. This was a record for me. This had 93 cigarette butts, so that was a new record for 2024. Previous one was 91, which was just a couple weeks ago. So I'm finding more and more cigarettes. It seems like smokers are making a comeback, which is interesting, but there you go. Cigarette boxes and a vape pen, a really cool vape pen. Again, a lot of straw wrappings, a lot of beverage cups, and a lot of this, that, and the other. But again, sadly, a new record for 2024 on cigarette butts. Yes, and I also had some people complain about what I'm doing. I guess I'm posting a little bit too much on that site that I mentioned earlier, even though each one is a new one. Um, I get a lot of feedback saying, keep doing it. We like to see it because it shows that somebody is trying to do their best out there. And for the ones that are being negative, there's no reason to do that, but that's okay. I mean, that's your opinion, and you're welcome to it. And I can just block you when I don't want to talk to you on my show or on my profile on that site that we talked about. So yes, so I'm still doing it, getting a lot of people out there. I've been told that there's some other people out there doing it too, and good for them. Keep doing it. Hopefully, we don't hit the same street on the same day. If we do, that would be good. But if not, that just means there's another street that's not getting clean. So, week 115, a lot of things going on. So, I was only able to get to it one day this week, but I did get a lot of things done that I needed to. So, that's going to free me up for the next couple of weeks to come. So, there you have it. There was our Trash in the Hood. And I'm going to keep doing it. So hopefully that site doesn't keep blocking me so that I don't get to post on there anymore, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so now let's go to our Zen moment. He looked out amongst what he had accomplished. He and the others who have come from another universe decided it was time. Time for them to make their own. With the special skills and forces that they brought with them, they were able to shape this hard little rock into what is theirs. He was only known as the first. He had been there in that universe as long as the universe was there. With his sister and his familiar and his brother, they set forth to go to this new universe, which took them time beyond time, and also warped them into mutations of what they really were. The pain was unbelievable, but their goal was what they wanted. So they spent time forming clones of themselves to populate this world. His sister cloned herself immediately and formed the warrior goddesses known as the Shekmar. Their role was to be sure that this world had no enemies, and if they did, they would not have them for long. They would go forth and take down all who did not bow to them. Amongst the others that the first made were variations of clones of themselves, who all wanted to be what would be known as just and fair in this universe. Little did they know that nothing could be as perfect if it comes from a flawed source. But soon they would find out. All right, so I thought I would do a little something different for our Zen moment today. Hope you liked it. Please let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns on that. Also, if you'd like to be part of the show, as I bring up all the time, please let me know. We'd love to get you on the show, interview you, something that you're passionate about. Remember the two that we don't talk about on here. But anything else is fair game. I'll talk it with you. I'll ask you questions about it. Also, if you have time and you'd like to be on my show, We can co-host a couple of episodes. We can film them back to back, so you don't have to come back, and we can see where it goes. Bring up latest topics, as long as it's not those two. Bring up other things, current events, except those, and other things. So I think it would be a great experiment. And then if it really takes off, who knows? Maybe you'll become more famous than I am. So if you're interested, please let me know. Also, wanted to bring up to date, we are still trying to get the pumpkin tasting going. Like I said, we're trying to get some pumpkin beers. Brother Rob and I will be doing it. If you're interested in joining us for some pumpkin beer tasting, please let me know. I still have plenty of slots available for people to come by, and we can do our tasting and all talk about it and laugh and joke and see where we go with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our quick gardening update. I know it's already October first, the second week of October. However, it is still unbelievably hot. So it's still in the 90s. It gets down into the 60s, even 57 the other morning. But by 9 o'clock, it's already 80 degrees or 77, close to 80. So we're not seeing the good benefit of the cool, other than it does seem to help out the gardens of everybody around here. So hopefully my garden will take off. But let me show you what I got so far. Okay, and here we go. So this is a sad state of affairs of my garden. I planted a bunch of things from seed, and nothing seems to be growing except in that back right corner you see there, and then a little bit further down along that wall. I'm not sure what exactly is growing here because I tried throwing so many seeds at these two garden beds for so long. I'm just not sure what's growing there. We'll see when they actually start giving fruit or blooming or something. It's in a sad way, but it's trying. So before you is on the right hand side is something called walking onions that I actually managed to plant from bulbs, and they're doing great. There's something on the top left that I'm not sure what it is, but it grows like a weed, but it isn't a weed. So I'm trying to see what that is. And then I was graced from some birds for these Thai chilies, which started with just one little plant, and now it's going gangbusters. So here's a improved shot of that area, and as you see, there are a bunch of the Thai chilies that are just again growing like gangbusters and wild and crazy. And so I've been giving them out as they get ready. I'll have some more to give out here soon. So if you're interested in Thai chilies, and by the way, Brother Rob said that they weren't not hot at all. So if you're interested in a little spice but not overly, just let me know. Okay, there you have it, Javier's sad garden. There are other things that I'm growing. I'm hopefully that they will grow, but I think I'm gonna have to just go and break down and just start buying the potted plants instead of trying to grow from seed. At least when it comes to certain things, I can grow with loofah. I can grow those Thai chilies, even though I didn't plant them. I seem to be able to do well on onions, and I did pretty decent in watermelon this season, but I can't seem to get anything else to grow from that from those beds. And before you ask, yes, I till the soil before I plant. I make sure that the soil is soft and yet I'm able to plant. It's not hard packed or anything like that. I also check the pH from time to time. I water not every day, but every other day, unless the seeds that I put down there say they need to water every day until they bloom. But I think watering every other day seems to work. At least it works for everything I managed to grow. So we'll keep looking at it. In the front, sadly, all the sunflowers are gone, and I have not been able to grow anything else out there. The blueberry bush is hanging in there, but it's not doing that well. Certainly not blooming, and it's not growing, but it's not reseeding and dying either. So I guess that's a plus. And then I recently heard from a fellow gardener that I need two blueberry bushes if I really want them to grow well, but I had never heard that before. So if anybody grows blueberries in their front backyard, back 40, however, and you have heard that, please let me know because that means I have to change the situation and plant another bush nearby. I do have the cherry trees that are beginning to grow well. I think I've been watering them every other day as well, but I think I may need to start watering every day for at least one of them because the leaves have a tendency to curl like they're dehydrated. And then after I water them the next day, the leaves look fantastic. So I think I need to start watering them every day. The sun is just still too hot for October, and I think I'll need to do that probably through the end of this month. But they're growing. I managed to not managed. I went out to the garden store and got some rocks that were shaped like half moons so that I could have a circle around the cherry tree up front. I have the ones for the back, which I'll be putting out there today to make a circle there. It's also leaning a bit too much, so I'm gonna try to make it upright, add some more soil, and tie it down if I have to try to keep it up and upright so that it grows upright and not sideways when it starts really growing. As I mentioned before, these are supposedly somewhat dwarf cherry trees. They are not expected to get more than 8 to 10 foot high, and they are supposed to give out Barbados cherries. So before you ask, yes, this is the right zone for Barbados cherries. They're also known as Agricola or Acercola, and so we'll see what happens. But I need to see if I can get something up in front, because what I would like to have is some perennial plants or roses or something up front that will go around the large circle that I have up front, that will frame or encircle the blueberry bush. So I'm hoping that if I can get one or both to grow, then I know I can start getting it looking a little bit less shoddy. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date. All right, so now let's go to our spirit times. Welcome to Spirit Times. And for those of you who are first or watching this for the first time, no, it has nothing to do that it's October that it's called Spirit Times. It's because I'm drinking spirits. So, I know we had this port for the tasting we did a couple months ago, but I thought I'd try it again, this time without anybody else around, so I can see what I thought about it. So, this is Sandeman Old Tawny Port, aged 10 years. So they age in the barrel for 10 years. For those of you who may not know, port is basically a fortified wine where they've added whiskey to it basically made it partially whiskey or added whiskey to it, depending on which one you have during the fermentation process. So it does kick it up a little bit. In fact, this is 40%. So if you look at a wine that's somewhere between 12 and 15, 17%, this doubles it. This was done a long time ago for reasons of preserving the wine and also to giving a little to the soldiery and to the seamen. No. Out on the ships, back in the day, during old times when water wasn't really that great and could cause issues, especially a lot of dysentery, especially on a ship. So most of the people at sea would drink port or other types of wine or just straight up rum or gin in order to get their daily supply of water. Plus they would actually add it to water, and they call it grog and other types of grog as well. So anyway, let's take a look at Sandeman. And it's got a really cool guy on the cover. Oh, that way. Wow, and actually I can read it better through the camera than I can in my old peepers here. Let's see what it says. It's from the House of Sandeman, from a product of Portugal, which is what the official ports are. If it's not from Portugal, then it's not supposed to be called port. Just like if you want to have champagne in your own vineyard, you can't call it champagne unless you're in Champagne, France, you have to call it sparkling wine. There's a little tidbit for you. Well, this is really tiny, so I'm not going to read it. But it seemed to do well. Went over well with everybody at the tasting, so let's give it a rock. Now, because it is October, coming up on that spooky time, here's my shot glass. Yes, there you are for the people wearing the 3D glasses. If you'd like to get a hold of some 3D glasses, please let me know. You could hear that. So I'm not going to pour myself a full shot. This is port after all. I guess it's going to be about 3/4 of a shot. So here we go. 10-year-old port, which by the way is one of my favorite alcohols to drink is port, and one of my favorite ports is a 10-year-old aged port, and usually tawny. I'll drink the rubies, but I'm not a big fan of ruby, and then white and the other ones I'll drink occasionally. It's just not what I buy. I usually buy the tawny ports and about 10 years old. So why that sweet spot is good, I don't know. It's rare that I found a really good 20-year-old port, and the ones that I have, they're cost prohibitive to me, so I don't buy them that often. I do have some nice a nice price point on some 10-year port. If you're interested in other types of port, just let me know. So I should move this way. Okay, so here we go. Sandeman 10-year-old tawny port. Now this is nice. This is really smooth. It warms the cockles of my heart. Really fantastic. I should really. Oh, it is both ways. So I can have that at you. Really good. Really nice. Finish to it. It's smooth. It's not bitter at all, which is why I like a lot of the 10-year-olds. Plus why I like the tawny as well. It seems to have a little bit better stability and a little bit better smoothness. That is good. That is really good. Port is something that you don't want to drink on you don't want to drink it when you first start the meal, for sure. You don't want to just drink it like I just want to get drunk. This is something more of a sipping alcohol, something that you would have as a nightcap, or something you would have like with dessert, say a nice chocolate cake, but not too rich on the chocolate. A nice strawberry shortcake would go well with this as well. I don't recommend putting it over ice cream or anything like that with some of the other alcohols that I have recommended. I don't think it would go well like that. I don't think it'd mix well. But it is good by itself, and you have it with a little bit of dessert, and I think it goes well. I know I will have it every now and then as a nightcap. After a long day, after a bad long day, I will have just a nice sipping glass, maybe only a quarter full. Again, this is not one that you want to be like, hey, let's get hammered on port. Nobody does that. And plus it's 40 proof. It's going to take a while for you to get hammered. So anyway, I'm going to give this 8 thumbs up. Where's my hammer? 8 thumbs up. So that was Sandeman out of Portugal. Their old tawny port, aged 10 years. So there you have it, everybody. Go enjoy your libations. Hey everyone, welcome back. That's it for the show. Let me finish this. So good. That's it for our show for today. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time, I hope you come back. Please like and subscribe to my channel, which is Javier In The Air on youtube.com. Also, you can reach me by my handle, which is Javier In The Air 01. Now, there is another Javier In The Air out there. I don't think he capitalizes it like I do, and he is a helicopter pilot, I believe, showing different tours. So if you see a helicopter, it's not me. It would be interesting to have him on the show or me on his show, and then it'd be Javier with Javier and Javier in the air. But I digress. So I hope you had a good viewing. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to everyone again in about 2 weeks. Thanks a lot, everyone.